Recently, I've been thinking a lot about the person that I was when I was in middle school or high school, and I was still growing up and I was still becoming the person that I was going to be most likely as an adult and just figuring life out. And I keep thinking about the ideals that I had for myself because journaling was very common for me back then. And so I would keep this journal of like my daily thoughts as I went through school, and especially how I felt about myself and my self-confidence and my self-esteem. And sometimes when I look back at those journals, I think to myself about how much of what I fantasized was a person that was entirely different from the person that I currently was at that time. This future version of myself was someone who was confident and sure of themselves and felt good about how they looked and the things they did, the hobbies they had, the work they did. And I think a lot of that speaks to my unhappiness with how I felt at that time. But the problem here is that I still feel that unhappiness deep within myself. And now I'm seeing an even bigger disconnect because I'm not this person that the younger version of me wanted me to be at this point in my life. I think all through my life thus far, a big fear of mine has been disappointing others and their expectations of me. And I don't know entirely where this fear stems from because I don't think I had a lot of external pressure placed on me when I was younger, but nonetheless, it's there, and I still feel like no matter what I do, I'm going to be not as good as I should be and not as good as other people want me to be, even if that's not the case. And the truth is, most of this disappointment is just of me with myself, but I just project it onto other people because it's easier to assume that other people are disappointed in me rather than trying to fix the issues of me being disappointed with myself. And it's a little bit rough because sometimes it's hard to figure out what a reasonable boundary is to put on yourself and realistic expectations on yourself because you really want yourself to be this great person and this person who contributes to society and does good for the world. And even if you're doing better than a good proportion of people, you still feel like you're not doing enough. And so sometimes that line of what is a reasonable goal and expectation for myself is still hard for me to draw. And this kind of links to my fear of starting up my YouTube channel. I recorded videos pretty heavily during my high school years, and I just kind of recorded gameplay videos and was just playing a whole bunch of like horror games and games with friends. And I was having fun with it, but part of me did still want it to be something more than just a hobby. I stopped recording videos when I was going through college because I felt like the environment around me was not the best for being myself and just recording these funny, stupid gameplay videos that I had been in the past. And I should have never really stopped recording videos because it was a hobby that brought me a lot of joy. I really liked editing and trying to make things funny even when they were a little bit scary in horror games or whatever it was. It's now been over 4 years since I was consistently posting videos, and it's a little bit hard for me to grasp how to get back into it because there's a lot of content I would like to make that I think would be kind of worth sharing because there could be someone who stumbles upon it and thinks it's useful. At the same time, I want this YouTube channel and the videos I make to just serve kind of as a log of where I've come from and the things I've done and where I've been. Because I think it's good for me. It's this sort of journaling that I just choose to publish to the world. But I think it could also be helpful to other people who are feeling similarly to me because ultimately our lives are just a, short span of time in the universe, and we only have so much of it left to live. We don't even know how much we have. You wake up every single day until you don't, and it's a little bit scary, but at the same time, when you think about it, you should really just be using your time that you have to be doing things that make you happy and not really thinking about whether you're meeting expectations or not, because who the fuck cares about expectations? So I think that this channel and the videos I make might be helpful for myself, but they also might be helpful for other people who kind of have the same feelings and reservations that I do about doing things that they're passionate about or want to do because they're just afraid of being a disappointment or not being good enough. I haven't been watching many TikToks or I haven't been on Instagram quite as much recently, but when I have been, a lot of the content I've been liking the most is just watching people randomly on Instagram Reels, just kind of living their lives and trying out different things on a daily basis or a weekly basis, and just kind of seeing how they go for that person, even if there are no results after a day or a week, because I think that it's just enjoyable to see what someone else's life looks like, and just seeing that daily time span of 24 hours, seeing what you can do with it, and just accepting the result no matter what happens. So I think to an extent that's kind of how I want this channel to be, where I just kind of live my life and document it, because it will give me encouragement to just do things and try things regardless of how good I'll be at them. But it also might serve as that same motivation for other people watching this. It might serve as the source of entertainment of trying things out on a daily or weekly basis for other people that I get from other individuals on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. I have no idea what that will look like, if it's going to be gaming content or just real life content or whatever, but I just want this to serve as a log of my life, and just have a chance to try things out without being afraid of them before I don't have a chance to do that anymore. So yeah, this first video probably not going to be seen by anybody until after I've already uploaded a couple other videos. You guys might come back to this one and just watch it afterwards. I can assure myself that there's no expectations for this video, because who would watch this video? Obviously, it's just an introduction to what I want to do for my channel. It's just me talking to myself, essentially. But there's nothing wrong with that, I talk to myself all the time, even when I'm not on camera. So, no harm in just doing it and sharing it with people now. I don't think there are many thoughts that the human brain can conjure up that is not shared by at least one other person in the world. So hopefully this resonates with someone else out there as well. And we only have so much time, so I think we should just try our best to enjoy it. I think that's where I'll leave it for now, but I anticipate that I will be back on quite soon. So I'll see you guys later.